Today's scripture, 2 Kings chapter 7, verse 8 through 9, and 19 through 20. When this leper, is it leper or leper? Leper. Disease. When these lepers came to the outskirts of the camp, they entered one tent and ate any drink, and they carried from their silver and gold and clothes, and went and hid them. And they returned and entered another tent and carried from there also, and went and hid them. And they said to one another, "We are not doing right. The day is day of good news, but we are keeping silent. If we wait until morning light, punishment will overtake us. Now therefore come, let us go and tell the king's household." Then the royal officer answered the man of God and said, "Now behold, if the Lord should make windows in heaven, could such a thing be?" And he said, "Behold, you will see it with your own eyes, but you will not eat of it." And so it happened to him. For the people trampled. Yeah. So the people trampled on him at the gate, and he died. This is the story came from the time of prophet Elisha, one of the disciples of prophet Elisha. It's happening in North Israel, the southern part. They had been invaded by Aram, the army of Aram, and they're surrounded for a long time. So they've got the situation to eat their own children or something like that. Yeah. One day, man of God, Elijah, visit the king and saying, "Tomorrow, all kind of prosperity and the plenty of the grain and the wheat will be provided with very cheap." So at the time, one of the royal officers said, if God would open the window of heaven, how would it be possible? He didn't believe it. But at the time, at that night, the army of Aram just listened, big noise. They thought probably the king of Israel borrow some army from Egypt, so they're gonna about to attack us. So we better run away in this darkness. So without having any item, just to run away. So at that evening, at the night, there was a lepers out. They were not allowed to stay in the castle, in the city. So they stay out of the castle, out of the camp. But the same situation, no food. So they thought, in each side we're gonna die. Here we're starving to die, fasting. And the other side is to visit the tent of Aram to ask for some food, and still dangerous. So they decided to visit the army of Aram, and they found there is nobody there is nobody, but plenty of food and every items, gold and the silvers and clothes. So they eat and they drink and hid some kind of treasure in the ground, this tent and the next tent and the next tent. While they're doing that, they thought, oh, this is not good at all. We are not doing well, right? Because our people is just starting to die. So we better go to give the information about that. So in the morning, the king sent kind of, what is the spy, or take a look what's going on. Scout. They're saying the scout what's going on, to take a look what's going on, and they found there is nobody except for them and the kind of food or something like that. So wasn't possible to resist people coming out because they was about to die. So king commanded the royal officer keep the gate, but at time by the people just trampled, and he died. And he saw what's going on, but he couldn't eat, as like what the man of God said. This is one of the history recorded in the scripture of the Bible long time ago. The reason why we are sharing this idea is that there is a time to close the door, gate, whatever, and there is a time to open it, according to the will of God, according to the time of God, according to the providence of God. So now is the time. The last week probably we have shared where shall we would go. At the time we have shared about the kind of item of the ark of Noah, ark in the tabernacle, and the basket to carry baby Moses. At a time, the one who closed the door in the ark of Noah was God. And they just give some help to prevent the leaking of the water. But at a time, closing the door is to protect the children of God. So they has been floated on the surface of the water for 1 year and 17 days. Of course, it's a kind of miracle of God. But at this moment, we're going to think about the similarity, the common sense of the situation of the Ark of Noah, and here, our situation. We have experienced kind of suffering for a long time so far, and at a time, what we have felt is kind of protection of God, to protect from against all those wind and waves of outside, and protect the purity and the sincerity of the gospel. So we would like to see face to face of ourselves, protect who we are. Like the situation of the Ark of Noah, they are 8 people, and all those many other animals and birds. But at a time, there is no way to go outside. There is no coming from outside. Only the shutdown and all those shutdown and closing door is to protect the beloved one. I think we have the agreement for the protection of God so far. But at this moment, according to the scripture today, now we're thinking about the time to open the gate. That should be happen. That shall be happening by the providence of God, according to the time of God. So, in the situation of opening the gate, something happening like the scripture of today. There is two different kind of men, two different kind of faith. The first one is come from the royal officer. He said, what he said? Now behold, if Lord should make windows in heaven, could such a thing be? Yeah. Because for a long time we have experienced that. And of course we know it is kind of protection. But for a long time we have been used to be alone, separate, isolated, protected. So if the man of God would like to say about tomorrow, kind of something, behold the wheels, no. Yeah, there is something. You're going to experience, you're going to encounter some situation of the prosperity and the plenty of the grain with a very cheap price. But it's never, for a long time, it's never experienced for the people of God. So they never believe that. But at the time, there is another people, the lepers. They had been considered, had not been considered as a number, as a important, as a serious, significant, essential person or a very important person, something like that. They had been disregarded by the majority. But at the time, because of the severity of their difficulties, they came to have overcome the fear of the death. So that kind of attitude, that kind of feeling of overcome the fear of death is the similar of the crucifixion. So at the time, the lepers just visit and found something happening by the providence of God. So it's kind of a faith. So I would like to say at this moment for all of us, we better have the situation and we better have the attitude of this leper, not the royal officer. We are living in this our own world. We are living, we have been lived in the universe of our own, hold those different things. But the same idea so far in our feeling is to be protected. But at the same time, we can say has been isolated from outside, has been protected and has been closed from outside. But the original purpose of the church is not different from the Ark of Noah and the land of Canaan and all those history of the Bible is not different from each other. The reason and the purpose to establish the church of God in this world is not to be separate. Because all those creation has been created by God our Father. So eventually the purpose and intention to putting and establish the church of God, of Jesus in this world is to spread and to unite the light in this world. But until that time, why our God, our Father make the isolation or protection in some period is to make the purity of the gospel. So now is a time to look at what's going on in our faith, in our attitude, in our personality. How sincere to feel the gospel. Is my true own story or just one of the kind of story? It depends on our perception. So at this moment, through the whole history of our church so far, 24 years is not short. But at this moment, we are thinking about opening the gate, opening the door like the Ark of Noah, settle down on the mountain Ararat. And there is a new era. We are expecting some kind of a new era is coming very closely. And at a time, we better not to have the faith or unfaith for the royal officer, but instead of that, we better have the attitude of this leper, overcome the fear of the death. that is follow the step of Jesus Christ, the crucifixion, and overcome the fear of death. That is the message we're going to share in this celebration. Anniversary of 24 years. Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
churchy. Today is the celebration 24th anniversary. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.